Misha, welcome.
Hi guys. So far so good? Anybody have any terrible experiences that can you tell me about? Anybody not have their luggage yet or anything? What are you pointing at? I do love your shirt, I'll say that much. Yeah, yes. Yeah. It's like most of the
It's an extra large in Italy, and it's nice. Is it?
I know the feeling.
Yeah, you do.
I went to an Italian store yesterday, 2 days ago, and they were like, "Oh, you extra large," and I was like, "Thank you." And I put it on, and it was a long. I was like, I didn't know it was a short sleeve shirt. He's like, "It's not." I don't know why he was French. It's not. I don't know what that accent was, but I'm gonna turn that fan on.
Last night we were at dinner, and Rob spilled some wine on his shirt, and he was like, "Oh no!" And he really wanted to save the shirt. Like he really wanted to get. It's a white shirt. He wanted to get the wine out of the shirt. He was talking about it in the car.
It was a white shirt.
So everybody was like,
red wine all over.
This morning, you know,
I'm sitting next to him.
18 hours later, he's still talking about it. He's like, "Hey, the shirt. Do you guys think it's got a chance? Like, do you think maybe?" And me and Tim and Jensen were all like, "No." And he said, "Guys, don't sugarcoat it. Just be honest with me. You think I have a chance?" But last night, he spills some wine on it and takes it off immediately. He starts putting salt on it or something. And Jared gave him his shirt. And Rob earlier in the day had also lost the sole of one of his shoes.
In fairness, he didn't completely lose it. I think like this much came off, and so it was like the hangnail.
It's like flapping.
And it goes like that far. He just ended up pulling the entire thing off.
When he left the restaurant, he had been drinking, and he was wearing Jared's shirt.
And the taxi cab driver was like, he walked into the taxi was like, no, I have no money.
He had one shoe flopping, and it looked like he was wearing a kimono. It was a proud moment.
Yeah, when in Rome. Good call. Awesome. Before we just talk about Rob's clothing for the rest of the day, we're going to start out. I'm going to go with yellow flowers.
Thank you. Hi. First of all, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
And I have the honor to start us off with a profound question for the both of you. And it might be best answered after a few drinks.
We'll be back in 15 minutes.
And the question is, if you had to sacrifice one of your eyes for all the wisdom and knowledge in the world, would you do it?
Oh, I thought it was going to be which eye would it be?
So which eye would it be? What would you sacrifice? Here's a question. Yeah. I'm going to say no, comma, but. One T. Or not arse. No, comma, but?
No, he would sacrifice his butt, is what he said. He would take it. I might cut out right there. I don't know.
Would you all
Pop out an eyeball?
Yeah.
For all the wisdom and knowledge in the world?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Really?
Yeah, because with all of that wisdom and knowledge, I could probably make a new eye.
But that's a bit like the vampire question, though, isn't it? Like, is eternal life a blessing or a curse?
It is.
I feel like, I'm sorry to keep interrupting. I feel like part of the
I totally forgot about cameras and the internet.
Next year, we're going to control this. I feel like the journey to get the wisdom and the knowledge is where the wisdom and the knowledge comes from. You know? Like, I don't think it's an answer, I think it's the asking of the question. So, my one-eyed friend over here, I was asking him. Misha, what's up? How's your eye? Cool. Hey, what is the square root of 1 point? I don't know why the question I would be asking is about square roots.
You could probably use a calculator for that. I would basically be your Siri. You would just hey.
Misha, do I turn left or right?
Left. Or no, right. Right. Shit, sorry. I had a really great idea for an app the other day, which I'm going to share with you. It would be called something like Real World Directions.
I like already.
And it's like Google Map directions where it says, you know, the voice says, in 500 meters, turn right. But it would be up a little bit ahead, I think.
Tree.
I think you're gonna go right. No, not right, left. So the directions would talk to you like that, but it'd be an automated. Isn't that a great one? That'd be
It'd be like, and if you hit the train tracks, you've gone too far.
shit. Sorry, you've gone too far.
You're about to get rear-ended by the truck behind you.
The phone would talk to you and say, shit, I'm sorry, I'm not really familiar with the area. I think maybe we should pull over and ask someone.
See, my version, I've talked about a different driving app where they just consistently keep you updated. So it's not like you're driving and, you know, you look at your phone, it's like, okay, I'm on the highway for 10 miles. It's going to update me when I'm half a mile away from the exit. Mine would just be like, it would be Bluetooth, so you wouldn't have to touch it. But once you're on the highway, every 3 or 4 seconds, keep going straight. 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 And it could be like, if you could change the voice to where, like, if you were in the ghetto, it'd be like, bitch, go straight. Bitch, go straight. Bitch, go straight. I don't know why they have a lisp in the ghetto. They do, right? Keep going straight. Keep going straight. Keep going straight.
And the highway would be littered with phones. Everybody would be like, get this fucking thing out of here.
And a lot of lost people, like, over inside the road with a map, an old, like, topographical map. Thank you very much. Awesome segue.
Hello.
Hi.
I have the question to both of you. Sam, Dean, and Cass had many action scenes of the fight to each other. How do you prepare for that in real life? Do you like to fight scenes between brothers and other characters?
We have, I have a little story. Well, actually, which one are we going to talk about? Our actual fight scene? We're doing a little ventriloquy up here. No, we don't fight.
How do you prepare?
Well, there's a couple of quick stories that come to mind. One is Toronto. Should we talk about that? We just had, it was a harmless little,
Well, the night started with Senor Apples. I'll just interject this really quick little anecdote,
Yeah.
which we're walking home from Toronto. We've had a long dinner that probably involved wine. And Jensen, for
was
some
it
reason...
wine or tea that we had that night? I can't remember.
I think it was a lot of tea. And Jensen, for whatever reason, looks at me and goes, slap me in the face. I'm not one to be told twice, so I remember that and he's like, dude, pulls out half a tooth. So it's like, I didn't mean like that. And I was like, you said slap me in the face, man. I'm loose. Like, what do I do? And then I carried on.
Yeah, just so you know. So that was the spirit with which we went into a wrestling match. Like, that had just happened, and we were like, you know what we should probably do right now? we should move the coffee table in the hotel room, and we should just, you know, try to kill each other.
Makes sense to me.
And we did. We really wrestled pretty seriously. Pretty vigorously. There was one point when, and you know, we'd had so much tea that we really couldn't feel. We couldn't really feel anything anymore. And I was like, you know, I'm wrestling Jared, and Jared is, you know, he's a little guy. And at one point, he had me pinned, and he was pushing on my arm in some way, but you know, a normal person would have been like, all right, I tap out, I'm done. But I was like,
Misha doesn't have those.
fuck him, I'm not gonna tap out. I'm not tapping out. And so he kept going, and then there was a sound that came from my elbow.
A couple. They're like 2 or 3
It was
pounds.
like, and Cliff was like, that's it! Cliff came from the sidelines and removed Jared because there was an audible sound from my elbow. It wasn't a big deal. Like 6 months later, it was almost back to normal.
I think I went up to Misha maybe a week or 2 or 3 or 4 later when he worked again. And I was like, dude, that was a wild night. I put up my hand to like get my high five, and he was like, it doesn't go higher than this right now. And I was like,
No, but you had like a
I had bruised rib.
and Jensen had like a big scab on his whole face from a rug burn.
And a broken tooth. I was hurting too. My elbow was hurting.
Yeah,
my hip and ribs.
Yeah, we did a
It was fun.
good job.
It's an interesting wrestling match when the smallest guy in the room weighs 180 pounds. Like that's usually when damage can be done.
That's how we prepare for stage combat. There was a scene where I think that you were Gadriel or something, and we were in this kitchen, and I had to do one punch to knock you out.
Oh, right.
Do you remember this?
Yeah.
And everybody, all the director